Welcome to a whole new episode of BizBuzz 24/7 and Calcalling National and Calcalling TV. Uh, Today, we are really proud and privileged to have a very, very distinguished guest amidst us who has joined all the way from Bhutan. Welcome, Mr. Jackson Dukpa. Welcome to the show. Actually, Mr. Dukpa is one of those rare persons who has left his government and private sector pushy jobs and taken up the task of turning this world more beautiful, more livable, and more habitable for all of us. Welcome, Mr. Dukpa. If I may start with asking you, what actually are your goals or vision of your organization that you have floated called GVC? It's Global Village Community, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Very good evening to everyone. So I'm very happy to speak about my initiatives, in particular the concept of a global village connection. So GVC means Global Village Connection.
Connection,
So
right, right.
actually the idea is very simple. So the vision and mission is to create a better world for everyone. So we have come up with this GVC framework for a better world. So we have this six broad objectives, three dimensions of GVC. So the six broad objectives covers almost everything. So for example, we also have this, like good governance as one of the six broad objectives. So it's a complete format and a holistic approach to transform the world. And let me tell that why, in the first place, why did I start this concept? Because I found that there are thousands of organizations, millions of people trying to do something for this world, but our world is not improving. Actually, it's becoming like worse. We have so many global problems, the issue of climate change, poverty, hunger, and so many things. So now I thought that what is lacking is that we are lacking in terms of this global force which should be capable of transforming this world. So we are in the process of building this network and team so that we can create something very huge, so that we can tackle all the problems of this world in a united manner. So that's what we are creating right now, trying to unite the people of the world.
So you follow United Nations Sustainable Goals, right? Broadly.
Yeah, whatever we are doing, I think almost all the 17 sustainable development goals are covered. And the primary focus right now is to address climate change and also address the issue of food security. So these two are very, very important in our agenda because why do we address food security? Because the people of the world needs to eat, and if we don't have enough food to eat, that's how we have no chance to survive in this world. So we have to address this food security as one of the top priorities of GVC, and also to reverse this effect of climate change. So we would like to ensure that every country in the world makes this effort to do something about this climate change.
You walk towards sustainable goals, you walk towards good governance is one of your key areas, as you rightly mentioned. So you will work in these areas across the world or in few particular pockets of the world?
No, I think we will work globally, but I think we have to now focus in different parts of the world where there is urgency of this climate change, and even to address this hunger. So our focus will be based on the different themes in the different parts of the world. For example, my country Bhutan is already doing very well. So we are the only carbon negative country in the world with a forest cover of more than 70%, and Bhutan is already doing very, very great. We have this concept called gross national happiness. It's a development philosophy, and this concept is actually, about conservation of the culture, preservation of environment, a good governance, and sustainable development and sustainable living. So much before, taking actions by other countries, Bhutan was already on that path of sustainability long time back. So many decades ago, our fourth king coined this idea of GNH, and we have in place very sound environmental policies.
So once you establish this large network of like-minded people across the world, or form this Better World Alliance (BWA), your next step will be actual action. I mean, on the ground zero, right? First building
Yeah,
up the team,
so
then getting into action.
yeah. So many people want to see, some concrete actions on the ground, okay? But we are very, very different. Ours is a complete format to transform the world, okay? So we have to, come up with our holistic approach, okay? So we have to take care about almost all issues. That's why we have these 12 thematic projects, okay? So team building is very important, as I said. And this is one of the three dimensions of GVC. So the first is to unite the people and create this massive force, okay, a platform whatsoever. And the second is to, create this global advocacies of different issues that we are facing. And number three is to take action. So in order to take actions, of course, the first thing is to have this, human resources, okay? This is the most important thing that I consider, because people think that the money, the financial resources is the most important thing. But for me, once we are united in purpose to create a better world with our different teams of experts, from different parts of the world. So that's how we create the pool of, expertise, okay? And most of the people who are engaged with GVC will work on a voluntary basis. So all these initiatives, they are going to be the initiatives of the people of the world, okay? So becoming together, in togetherness, we will solve all the problems of this world.
You also have plans to have or set up small community centers in different parts of the world to spread awareness and train people to spread the mission. Uh, how to go about it? How are you planning to go about it?
Actually, this is one of the 12 thematic projects. Okay, it will fall under that to create sustainable and thriving communities all over the world. So, indeed, if we create such communities all over the world, this is going to solve a majority of the problems of the people of the world, because this will be a very unique, community place where everybody who have problems, okay, can come there and stay. They can of course contribute in terms of their, labor force and skills and whatsoever, okay. So it will be a very, again, holistic center where one can learn anything. This will also offer some alternate forms of education. People who cannot take a formal education can come here and learn the skills, various skills, okay. They can also get knowledge, and yeah, and this will be a very, some kind of a living happiness center where everybody will be very happy, and we will, live through collective effort. So this communities is very much required in different parts of the world, and this kind of, concept is very much required in the United States as well, because there are so many people and suffering even in the United States, because there are so many homeless people. And if we create some kind of a living such centers of hope, then this can actually solve almost, majority of the problems of the world.
So you often talk about creating or spreading the awareness of capitalism with responsibility. What do you actually mean by that? Because is it something like socialistic capitalism or something different?
No, it is very simple, okay? So I am promoting this concept of responsible capitalism. Many people in the world are talking against capitalism, okay? So it has its own merits and demerits. And whatever systems that we have built, at this stage, okay? And this has evolved over so many years, so many decades, so many centuries, and we cannot at once, do away with all this concept and this thing, okay? So the concept is going to offer some kind of a transition or some kind of an alternative solution, because when I say responsible capitalism is capitalism with values and responsibilities, okay? When I say responsibilities, responsible for the mother earth, responsible for the welfare of the global citizens, okay? So if we inject, incorporate this concept into capitalism, I think then that is some kind of a middle, path or middle path solutions, okay? So, and yeah, and when I say this, about this concept, so the rich people in this world, like the millionaires, billionaires, so I expect them to contribute some kind of a social fund, or they can contribute in terms of tax, and this actually creation of fund can help the people to solve the problems of the people of the world. So I think this is really, like a very good, alternative.
You also have plans to start some incubation model for budding entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs. Right? What actually your plans are?
So yeah, of course there are so many ecosystems, okay, for entrepreneurs and so many other things. But again, this is not enough. Okay, our idea is to reach to people in every corner of the world, even to the grassroots levels. Okay, people at the rural parts of the world, and that's why we would like to create. We are creating this one as one of the special wing, the entrepreneurship network. Okay, so through this network we will build teams in various parts of the world so that we can mentor and help those young entrepreneurs. And our idea is to also create some kind of a funding mechanism or ecosystem. Okay, so we will be creating some kind of a investors ecosystem. Okay, but again, it will be very, very different from the present models. Okay, so our idea is even, incorporate or bring on board small time, like investors. Okay, even you can become part of this investors ecosystem. You can contribute any amount you like. Okay, so these are the kind of so many new ideas that we are thinking about entrepreneurship.
Do you think that even aspiring entrepreneurs, budding entrepreneurs, they can take up this whole initiative of or weaving this social, responsible model into their entrepreneurial journey?
Yes, yes. So anyhow, every one of us must be responsible for the overall welfare of this, the people of the earth, and also the environment. So yeah, this model should work for everyone actually. But to create a very huge capital and fund, I think, we expect these rich people to contribute more. But this model should work for everyone.
You always come up with very simple model which anyone can pursue. For instance, you often talk about having your own gardening at your own place, the place where you stay in, and then probably develop a farming model. And you always say that there is no rocket science in it. So, how should one go about it?
Yeah, so I started this, like farming or gardening activities, last year when this lockdown, happened because of this COVID pandemic. Okay, so that's how I was very much serious, and within just few months, I could have fresh vegetables from my garden. Of course, it's all organic, and I also later created a vertical, like farm, with use of this bamboos and these things. So I'm having very fresh and clean vegetables. So every person on this earth should try to contribute towards this initiative. Of course, maybe they cannot like a full-time farming, but like as a part-time hobby, they can do, like gardening in terraces, in your house, in our pots, and all these things. So it will somehow, in a maybe in a small way, help to achieving the food security of any country. And of course, it's very important to learn such skills because this is very important, for one's survival. So I would encourage everyone, of course, to grow organic food, okay, and to grow your, like own food in whatever manner we can. I think it's very, very important, and we should encourage more people to participate. Even people in the urban areas, in the cities, they can do some kind of, like yeah, small time farming. So I encourage everybody to participate in this.
Would you be interested in joining hands with some of the Indian organizations, Indian companies, or for that matter, Indian startups who would also like to contribute towards this sustainable goal, towards this goal of making this world more beautiful and more livable?
So yeah, everyone are invited to join our initiatives. Okay, so we have this collaborative platform called Better World Alliance. Any individual, any company, any organization can, join to create a better world. No problem. So we are also, forming this trade and economic committee in every country in the world. The idea is to facilitate and promote trade, because now there are so many problems that people are facing when we do this cross country or border trades. Okay, so we would like to come up with some simple solutions how to facilitate payment, and even, business verification, because many people they suffer from, like I mean, like this I mean, bad business practices. Okay, yeah, some people from one country might send some advance or payment to another countries, but then, they just disappear, fail to, deliver the products or services. So this kind of things are happening. So this also, like part of the, like global problem that we are facing. So we would like to fill that gap around here, in every country. So we would like to initiate better country project. Okay, so these every themes, even when it comes to the business, trade, and economy. So this will be incorporated in our agenda, because we are soon, once we have from almost 70 or 80% of the team. So we would like to initiate, for example, in India, Better India Flag Mission Better India. Okay? So we discuss about unemployment, climate change, and so many other social issues like corruption as well. So everything will exactly fit in that agenda.
So you have heard Mr. Jackson Dukpa, a man from a neighboring, which is very close by, beautiful picturesque country called Bhutan, snow-capped mountainous terrain. It has been a really fascinating story hearing from you, Mr. Dukpa. Thank you very much for sharing your stories and your vision with all of us. I'm sure we'll get more opportunities, more occasions to meet and talk and let our viewers know about your fascinating story and the initiatives that you take up. Thank you so much once again for joining us. I'm sure we'll get more opportunities to meet and talk. Thank you. Thank you very much.